The valuation then of Lyft would be $11 billion as compared with what, 70 billion, 60 billion for Uber?
Yeah, I think right now Uber is around 70 billion. Lyft is at 11. You know, this is clearly a huge, both an investment and in the valid indication, maybe a shift, right? Google, Alphabet was one of the earliest investors in Uber through Google Ventures, and now they're putting $1 billion. We'd heard it was either through Google Corporate, and I guess they're deciding to go through their private equity arm.
Does that mean that Lyft will be able to ensure its independence, or is it more likely that they could consider a potential tie-up with Alphabet?
Right. I mean, there's an ongoing debate, right, in the Valley about what this ride-hailing market will look like, whether it will be kind of a monopoly or there'll be two viable players. Lyft also has a partnership with Alphabet's Waymo, which is self-driving. Lyft is working on its own self-driving. It's partnering with GM on self-driving. I think those are years out. From what I understand, this deal today is separate from the Waymo partnership.
You know, it's funny, Alphabet is sort of playing both sides of the coin, right? Alphabet also has an investment in Uber. Does this mean that Alphabet thinks there might be room for two?
Possibly. It could mean that they're really ticked off at Uber. They're suing the company around for Waymo and trade theft. It could have been they couldn't have gotten around with Uber. I do know that the executives at Alphabet are clearly very excited about this space, right? They were an early investor in Sidecar, which is another ride-hailing company, and Uber, and now in Lyft. And you know, Waymo is thinking about how they can use ride-hailing with self-driving cars as well. So it's a space that they feel they need to be in.
And Uber, of course, has suffered from some self-inflicted scandals. What's the market share position right now for Uber against Lyft?
You know, I think it's still pretty good for Uber. Their growth, despite all these corporate problems they've had, they've posted and shared pretty solid growth. That being said, and you know, right now they're very international. They pull back from a lot of markets with China and Russia, and Lyft is just focused on the U.S. So there have been some reports that they've been expanding globally, thinking about expanding globally, and maybe this big capital infusion will help them.
Yeah, Mark, what will this allow Lyft to actually do? Will it just acquire more customers by giving more rides, discounted rides, free rides, and so on, or will it actually make some kind of capital investment?
With Lyft, I think, right now the game in ride-hailing is incredibly competitive, right? It's getting both drivers and riders, and Uber and Lyft have been for years going after each other. I think that requires a lot of investment. Self-driving, with both companies see as a huge existential threat, is clearly requires a lot of investment as well. And Lyft has been working in different ventures, like they have a team working on healthcare and how to deliver ride-hailing services to healthcare industries. So they might expand further in different industries.